She didn't look like a thief. She didn't look like a beggar either. She was just a woman, maybe in her late 20s, wearing a faded dress and clutching a small plastic container to her chest as if it held the last piece of life she possessed. Her hair was messy, sticking to her face with sweat, and her eyes were red, either from crying or exhaustion. She walked hurriedly down the street, trying not to make eye contact with anyone, trying to be invisible. But she wasn't fast enough. A restaurant employee shouted from behind, accusing her of stealing leftover food from the trash bin. Passers-by stared. Some whispered. Some pulled out their phones to record. But no one stepped forward. The woman didn't defend herself. She didn't plead. She didn't stop. She just held the container tighter and kept walking, as if the world could condemn her but it couldn't take away what was inside that box. Backhand index pointing right if you believe kindness can change lives. Please take a moment to like, comment, share, and subscribe to KindnessTales. Your support helps spread hope to those who need it most. She made her way to a quiet corner behind an old bus stop. There, sitting on a broken pavement, was a little girl no older than 6. Her cheeks were sunken, her hair uncombed, and her small legs were covered in dust. The moment she saw the woman, her eyes lit up, not with joy but with desperate hunger. The woman opened the box. It wasn't even proper food, just leftover rice mixed with gravy scraps. She used her fingers to feed the child slowly, making sure she got the bigger bites. The girl ate eagerly, but the woman didn't take a single bite for herself. At one point, the child noticed and pushed a spoonful toward her, but the woman just smiled and shook her head. She wiped the child's face gently, as if she were feeding royalty. It was clear she wasn't a thief. She was a mother. A few meters away, inside a luxurious car waiting at the traffic signal, sat a little boy named Ion and his father, Daniel. Ion had been watching the whole scene from the back seat. His hand was still holding his burger, untouched. He stared at the woman and the child, his innocent mind unable to understand how someone could feed another yet not eat herself. Daniel was busy on a business call, not paying attention, until Ion tugged his sleeve urgently. "Daddy, it's her." Daniel frowned. "Who?" "The lady from my school project," Ion whispered, tears forming. "The one who helped me." At first, Daniel didn't understand. But then his heartbeat quickened as he recalled a day months ago when his son had slipped near a construction site and almost fell into a pit. A stranger woman had rushed in, grabbing him just in time. She didn't take a reward. She didn't wait for thanks. She disappeared before he could even ask her name. And now, here she was, feeding her daughter with trash. Daniel stared at the woman. Something inside him cracked, not out of pity but out of guilt. He had everything: money, fame, success. But he had forgotten what humanity looked like. He stepped out of the car. People nearby assumed he was going to scold her like the others, but he didn't. He walked up slowly, knelt beside the woman, and placed a fresh meal packet in front of her. She froze, shocked. Before she could refuse, he gently said, "You once saved my son. Now let me save you." She looked up, confused. Her lips trembled as if she wanted to protest, but no words came. Instead, tears fell silently, heavily. Daniel called his assistant and arranged immediate shelter, medical checkups, and food supplies for her and her child. But he didn't stop there. He offered her a job not out of charity but respect. He saw strength in her. She wasn't weak. She was a warrior who had fought silently for her child. Days passed. She became a staff member at Daniel's company cafeteria. She cooked for others with dignity instead of scavenging leftovers. Her daughter started attending Ion's school. Every morning, the two children would walk in together, one born in comfort, one born in struggle, now walking side by side with equal smiles. Months later, during the company's annual event, Daniel stood on stage and shared her story, not as a tale of pity, but as a reminder of grace and sacrifice. The crowd clapped, but the loudest applause came from Ion, who proudly shouted, "She's our hero." Even today, whenever someone asks Daniel why he helped her, he smiles and says, "I didn't help her. She helped me remember what it means to be human." Backhand index pointing right if this story touched your heart. Please like, share, and subscribe to KindnessTales. Your engagement helps reach millions who still believe in goodness. Speech balloon special request. Before you go, comment below. I stand for kindness. Let's see how many hearts still beat for humanity.